Oh man, I gotta get my butt to the gas station. I'm tripping. Okay, I ain't even gonna tag nobody. Shalom, shalom, shalom on this morning. So all my Israelite brothers and sisters, those that's near, those that are far off, those that are near, my Israelite brothers and sisters of Negroid descent that have come to understand that the descendants of the slaves do have a name, and it is not Negro, nor African American, nor Christian, nor Muslim. My brothers and sisters that are far off of my Israelite brothers of Negroid descent that still reside in the religious constructs and institutions of this world that are still in the absence of that knowledge, and those that are not in the absence of that knowledge even may be rejectors of it, but that does not change the genetics. And I'd like to say peace to all of you on this morning. I gotta stop and get some gas right quick, but I got an important service announcement. So while I run in here, man, I have Ed to go in there and pay for the gas. Ed, you mind going? No, I gotta go and do for it, cause let me see if I got some cash in my wallet. All right, I got an important service announcement. It ain't Israel Timothy Warren. All right, well, tell the people what it is then. Tell the brothers and sisters what it is if it ain't Israel. Man, let me tell you something, Timothy Warren. I keep telling you dudes, man, before y'all start opening up y'all's mouth wide, y'all should be very careful when somebody is trying to show you something. Let's look at the word African. Where did the word African come from? The word African come from a conqueror, European conqueror by the name of Scipio Africanus. The original name was not Africa. It was Eden. Or it was the Ethiopian lands. Or the lands of the land of the blacks. Alright? So the original name was not Africa. Now let's get this straight. And put 10 in there for me. Oh, this is pump number 3. Yeah, so that's what it is. No, I ain't never minded you, Timothy Warren. You my brother. And I hope you don't think that I be fussing at you, but you know what? You even though you make the comments, I be thinking about a lot of the other brothers, you understand what I'm saying, that are so zealous about what they think they know. Now, with this African thing, you see, Ham is the father of all of the dark races, but not the Negroes. You see, so the Negroes is a completely separate entity. Now, who are the dark races? Cush, Put, Canaan, and Mizraim. These brothers spawned the African races, the Libyans, the Ethiopians, the Cushites, and the Canaanites. All right, and therefore Ham is in Hebrew means Quam, which is hot, black, or burnt. So this region was considered the land of the blacks because these people that dwelled there were the sons of Ham. Okay, now this African thing, as this landmass was conquered by the Europeans, you look in the scripture, it tells you how the heathens of this world, they seek to name cities after them and name places after them, that their name might live on through generations and forever. Okay, so this is what happened with Africa. It's what happened with a lot of other places. Now, Israel was outside of these Hamitic lands. They were birthed into existence inside the Hamitic lands in Mizraim, which we know as a description of the circumstances. They call it Egypt. They were birthed into existence there, but once they were released from there, they were given the land of one of the sons of Ham, who was a Hamite. They were given the land of Canaan. Those prophecies was based on the curse that got put on, that Most High hit Ham with. He said, "Cursed be your son Canaan." Well, apparently Ham done something wrong, and so he cursed his son. Said, cursed be your son Canaan. And so what happened is that after Israel was birthed into a nation inside of the Hamitic territory, a whole nother nation was born inside the region of these four brothers of Ham. But the Most High cursed one of them. So he took Canaan's land away, and then he gave it to Israel. And so now, instead of it being four Hamitic brothers that dwelled there, now it was three Hamitic brothers that had land, and one nation.
You pumped the gas?
Oh, no, I didn't. I thought you did. And it was one nation that
I'm getting ready.
That's all right. Ain't no biggie. I thought you did.
I pumped it.
Okay, so it was one nation that was birthed into existence that didn't have no land, and they were given the land of Canaan because of the curse that the Most High put on him. Henceforth, now you had the Israelites that dwell amongst the Hamites. And as this particular landmass was conquered by Scipio Africanus, that name was put over the whole region, and it was called Africa. But now here's the thing. You can call the Israelites can be called Africans because we were given the land of Canaan, which was Hamitic territory. See, when you live, and this is a play on words that a lot of people don't understand. Because when you say African, you are really talking about Israel, and you were talking about the sons of Ham. And the reason why we are all classified as Africans is because we all dwelt in that region and on that landmass that was conquered, and by us all dwelling there, when they conquered it, they blanketed the whole land with the term Africa. But when we use the word Africa, we use the word Africa as though the Hamites and the Israelites are the same people. And that was a game that was being played, because remember, crafty counsel was taken that Israel wouldn't remember what his name was no more. And this was part of the crafty counsel, because a lot of people want to classify themselves. What do we classify ourselves as? African Americans. But that's not a name. That is not the name that was put on our forefathers. You know, just because you live on the same block that I live on, that don't make you my family, you know? So that's what that is. I just thought I'd clarify that, because you ain't the only person that do that. So technically the Israelites and the Hamites are African people, because of the region and the landmass that they dwelled on was conquered and blanketed with the terminology Africa. But when it comes to genetics, they're two completely different people, you see? So in essence, what we should say when we use these terminologies is that we should get rid of altogether the terminology of the word Africa, because that don't draw no lines of distinction between the two different people that's on the landmass. We should call the Hamites Hamites, and we should call the Israelites Israelites. And we should understand that Hamites and Israelites dwell in the same landmass, which was called by a European conqueror, once again, Scipio Africanus. It was called Africa. I hope that made some sense to somebody. This is something important. I want to give a shout out first off. I'm gonna give a big shout out to King William down there in Jacksonville, Florida, for his efforts and what he attempting to do with this bridge in the gap thing, bringing two groups of people together. You see, it's the same thing right there. It's the same thing. Israelites and Christians. Man, do you really understand that you got one people that's at war against itself because of something that was put on them? Just like we at war with ourselves when it comes to dealing with this terminology of Africa. We at war with ourselves when it comes to Israelite heritage and Christianity, because we are one people that have just been divided in our thought process and in our ideologies. But at the end of the day, that person that calls himself a Christian He got the blood of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob running through his veins. If he's of Negroid descent, he is no different than the brother that called himself Israel. The only problem is that the information that we get causes us to fight against ourselves. Because you think some kind of way it's your responsibility to make your brother see what you see. Well, the Most High don't want them to see what you see. The Most High gives everybody what he wants them to have. And as long as we stay in our lane while we do it, then we're good. So first up, big ups, big shouts out. Want to send a shout out to my brother Mark Twain down there and his beautiful wife, Sister Shantae, that extended man, I have not experienced hospitality in that manner thus far. And opened up their house for me and Sweetie Pie. And upon her getting the first time to travel anywhere with me, she had such a beautiful time. And my high still ain't came down. Shoot, I'm going to be fired up probably all the week, you know. So I just wanted to come and drop that on there and give big shouts out, big ups to all of the young kings that was down there. All the young kings and queens that came out to make that thing. That thing blew off the chain, it blew off the roof, and I'm sure that the Most High was glorified. Everything ain't gonna happen overnight, but we got off to a running start. We hit the devil right on the chin. Friday and Saturday. We hit him right on the chin. And the only problem we got, here's what I want to tell. This address is to my brothers out here. And I'm going to call my brothers by name. I'm going to call them all by name. I'm going to start with Priest Mikael, William Brown, Ugo Chugo, Michael Israel, Yahachanan, John Williams, who else do I got? And it's a few more brothers. My young king, Tony Pope. All of these are my young kings. These are my brothers. These are my brothers that the Most High have given me to walk with. I love every last one of them. I love every last one of them. I wouldn't sway to the right or to the left based on nothing that neither one of them did. And you know what? This stuff had to be dealt with, because I don't know how anybody think that you're gonna reach no Christians, that you're gonna reach no lost sheep, that you're gonna reach no nobody when you can't find a way to get along together. You see, that mean that the Most High's word don't have no power. It don't have the power that you declared it have. If you can't climb over the hurdle of indifference when it comes to your brother, nobody's saying that y'all got to be friends. Nobody's saying that y'all got to walk together. Nobody's saying that y'all got to put programs on together. Nobody's saying that y'all got to buy each other's garments and swap spit and win. Nobody's saying that you got to spend 2 or 3 hours in the scripture. But what I am saying is that there has to be peace amongst you. And I'm going to say this again. Ain't no need in talking no elder nothing when y'all got too much pride to hear what the word of the Most High is talking about, because it is work to do, and the work is far bigger, it is far greater than what any of you feel like. So y'all better run in there and start snatching your feelings out of it, because while y'all want to go to war with each other and be out here on all this dumb stuff, I will one by one pull each one of you out there and go to war on you with this word concerning what you're not doing. While we want to do this and we want to do that, we will come on there and we'll deal with our brothers. And y'all know, I know y'all no harm, man, but this foolishness got to stop. This foolishness got to stop. And ain't no one person no blame for nothing. I don't care who rubbed who the wrong way, who said what didn't. I don't even care where anything started, where anything began. My only concern is that it ends. Because what it's going to do is going to clog up the Most High's flow. And let me tell you something. King William can be putting on shows and performances, and many people can be being blessed. Michael Israel, he can be doing this TV production and reaching thousands of people all across the world, and many people are going to be blessed. Yahachanan John Williams can be producing his garments, his new garments, his new awakening line of clothing, and people all over the country can be being blessed, not just from the garments that they wear, but the people that's looking at the garments, wondering what they mean. They get an explanation. They can be blessed. You see? Ugo Chugo, why he riding up and down the highway all over the country, coming in contact with people, and them people will be blessed. But as for the brothers that will not heed the word, no matter what you do, the Most High will say, I didn't even see it. Because I can't look on sin. He said, now when you got ready to do it, I sent my spirit to remind you. That's why I put it in print. That when you get ready to offer me something and you go to the altar, he said, I sent my spirit to remind you that if you had an ought against your brother, or if your brother had an ought against you, to leave your gift at the altar. That means that whatever it is that you was going to do, you should left it there. He said, and go thy way and reconcile thy difference with thy brother. Then when you have done that in obedience, you come back and offer the gift that you was going to offer me, and I will receive it. You see? These things are not I don't believe in tearing people down. I want my brothers to be built up. But I want to love you enough to applaud you when you're right. And lift you up when everything is good and when you've done something great. But at the same time, I want to have the love for you, enough love for you to snatch you in your collar. And I want people to understand is that there ain't no favoritism with me. There ain't no favoritism with me, and there ain't gonna be no favoritism with me. And whoever's thinking on that type of thought, you might as well get that through your head, because it's not going to happen. See, I'm gonna stand in the middle. I love each and every one of you brothers, but I love you enough to tell you the truth. When we first all came together under one roof, under one building, it was such a powerful moment. It was awesome. It was the first time that I had been to anything that was of that magnitude outside of the Hebrew One music. But this was different than the Hebrew One music. But to have all of us brothers, listen, Facebook could have exploded. It's a year later now. But let me tell you something. You had me up under one roof, connected with Ugo Chugo, connected with Yohanan, John Williams, connected with Michael Israel, connected with William Brown, connected with Mark Twain. We connected with all of these. You had all of us brothers that have been impactful through the social media world. You had all of us up under one roof. And that was powerful. Do y'all think that it wasn't a systematic scheme from the pits of hell to bring division amongst that group of brethren that had the ability to impact the world? And I know what I'm talking about, because the whole world had been impacted. When we was rolling. Each one of us had our own thing to do. Each one of us had our own mission, our own assignment. But we was all together like a pack of wolves. Man, that thing spread throughout the whole world. I just got an invitation to come to Nigeria. Ugo Chugo was in Nigeria already. Elder, I'm going to Nigeria. I'm going to hang out with Elder Cletus. Okay, Ugo, let me know what's going on. Ugo, in Nigeria? I would never knew nothing about Elder Cletus if it was not for Ugo Chugo. How be it that I get invited to Nigeria by Elder Cletus yesterday? Some things you young brothers don't see. That's why the Most High put overseers in your life, so that somebody can see things outside of the framework of where y'all looking at it. And everybody have disagreements, and everybody have fights. From time to time, we'll have wars with each other. But there is a time of war, and there is a time of peace. You see? When you get through fighting and disagreeing with each other, at the end of the day, the Most High said, I desire peace amongst you. And the reason why is because while you fighting with your brother, the work that the Most High means for you to be doing is put on hold. And even if you are doing the work that the Most High wants you to do, it's still put on hold, because he's not accepting it as long as you're fighting with your brothers. Somebody got to love you enough to tell you the truth. We got too many sensitive men out here that when somebody come to deal with them about their foolishness, they get mad and run off. That's why I ain't heard from none of my brothers. My phone used to ring on a daily basis. And it ain't because I don't love y'all. Sometimes it's because they don't want to hear what I got to say. Because the first thing I want to know is, have you taken care of the business that you were supposed to take care of? It was one brother that buckled up under the weight of that pressure. And I'm going to call him by name. And in my eyesight, he is the most radical one out of everybody. That is young King Tony Poe. But when I seen him at war with his brother, I told him the same thing. Nah, he didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to hear it. But he broke down and he did it anyway. And just like I said, it's no guarantee that your brother gonna receive you when you pick up the phone and call him. But there's no guarantee that he won't receive you neither. That's not even the ideal. That don't even matter. What matters is that you're obedient to what the Most High is saying and do it anyway. And whether they receive you or not, you have cleaned your hands and done what the Most High required of you to do. Do thou think that thou art greater than thy forefathers, who these commandments and these laws and these statutes were given to? Art thou greater than the prophets that these things were given to? Art thou greater than the men that chased after the heart of the Most High? Y'all tell me. Come on, somebody holler. I'm going to say like the old preachers in church. Come on, somebody. See, if a parent can have children and can have 3 or 4 children, and those 3 or 4 children, they ain't speaking to each other, they mad at each other. You know the thing about children? They always want to come to the parent and tell on what the other one is doing. Huh, Ed?
That's right.
They always want to run to the parent and tell what the other child doing. You know what I used to do? Because I got 4 children. All my children are grown now. But each time one would run to me trying to tell on what the other one would do, I would ask them, what did you do? Don't tell on your brother. I want you to tell on yourself. Because I'm sure that somewhere along the line, you done something that you ain't got no business doing. And this is how our young kings are. I am speaking to our brothers through the eyes of a parental eyes, saying the Most High, we are his children. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of his children, but there's only one him. And in pursuit of him, in thousands of us in pursuit of him and his righteousness, from time to time, we step on one another's foot. We bump into each other. Sometimes our pursuit of him makes us so excited that we run and create a stampede and somebody might get trampled up underfoot. That's because it's only one of him and it's many of us. But the Most High loves his children, and he see it, and he know that we mean well. Even the things that's creating war, the things that create war, we're meaning well while we're doing it because we feel like something is not right with what the other person is doing. But the Most High is saying, all of y'all my children. I can't be content with y'all fighting. Y'all breaking my heart. Y'all making me cry. Y'all bringing tears to my eyes. He said, you got to love your brother. You don't have to walk with him, but you do have to love him. You see? Because your brother might fall into a ditch. And if you have not mended your differences or reconciled your differences, you won't be able to help your brother in his worst time of crisis. But what you'll do is you'll act wickedly, and you'll rejoice at thy brother's calamity. The Most High don't need us to judge one another. Now, that's the thing that I'm coming to. When they talk about the laws being nailed to the cross, you're talking about the sacrificial work of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, and then you are talking about the law of judgment. You see, because the Levitical priesthood offered the sacrifices and they carried out the judgment on people. Not only did they offer the sacrifices for the remission of sins, they determined whether a man died or whether he lived. They determined whether he was able to live, or they declared, stone him. And when the priest said stone him, he died because the people did what the priest said. But the Messiah sacrificed his life. He said, I am abolishing the law of sacrifice. My blood is sufficient. He said, but however, the law of judgment I am setting to the side, and I will judge the world upon my return. The stone, the one with the stone, is Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. That's the one that has the stone. He took judgment out of men's hand because men were not pure enough to become the judges of other men's lives. For the one that was throwing the rock was guilty of sin himself. So whenever we start looking at our brothers and the things that our brothers are doing or the things that our brothers are not doing, we become the guilty ones, because you are not, the law of judgment is not in your hands. You see? And this is one of the things that we try to explain to our Christian brothers about what grace means. Grace ain't just that we just keep coming back asking for forgiveness and receiving it. Grace is that nobody slugs you over the head with a rock when you sin, and you're given another opportunity. That's the extension of grace. Our brothers are up under receiving extension of grace even this minute. This is a plea to our brothers. I know pride is something. Pride is something. You got pride, Ed, don't you?
All the way.
Got pride? Nobody wants to, we men. Come out here on this street. You talk crazy, you got a problem. You know why? Because I'm a man. You don't talk to me no any kind of way. You ain't gonna treat me no any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And it meaning we gotta come to fisticuffs to get this, to get an understanding. You're gonna get an understanding of me. I will knock you out, and I'm willing to be knocked out to stand on what it is that I believe, because I am a man. That's manhood. But when it comes to serving the Most High, he don't care nothing about that. He created manhood. The only thing he wants, and that's why he said, you're gonna give your pride up. So I want to tell the brothers, if y'all feel like I'm saying something wrong, I would like to make a video and bring all of my brothers on here. I call them my brothers up. You understand what I'm saying? I call them up. I talk to them. I'm always going to treat you with love and with respect. But I love you too much to just sit on the sideline and watch the people that I love and care about hurting one another, talking about one another. That's not good. There's nothing righteous about that. If your brother is not in a particular place, when you decide that you want to start running your mouth, you keep your mouth closed. The Bible says, go to thy brother. Tell thy brother his sin. Give thy brother an opportunity to repent. Some of the time, the brothers don't even know what they done to an individual that caused them to be like that. And we're living in a type of world where we're trying to reclaim our manhood and man up, not this gossiping type of woman stuff to where I don't talk to my brother, but I get 5 or 6 people together and we'll talk, and we'll have a field day kicking our brother around like he's a toy. This is happening every day in Israel. It's happening on social media. It's happening on YouTube. I look at all of the brothers that's on YouTube trying to do good work, and you got some brother that's steadily scrolling through everything trying to figure out, who can I expose? Who can I expose? Well, you know what? You don't have to look far to expose nobody, because all of us are guilty of sin, and if you look close enough, you can find it. This is what we're dealing with. Somebody got to say the things that need to be said. You see? And because I love you all, I don't respect none of you. I'm going to say that again. I love you all, but I don't have no respect for none of you. And that's part of the problem. Because the Bible says in the book of James, the 2nd chapter, have not the faith of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, with respect of persons. We don't respect men because he'll transgress the Father's law for a piece of bread. If he get hungry enough, he'll climb through somebody's window and steal something. If he get hungry enough, he'll hurt somebody. If his kids get hungry, he'll shoot somebody or rob somebody for a piece of bread. He said, no, you don't have no respect. Can't be out here serving the Most High and serving Yeshua and thinking that you got respect for people. And this is part of the problem. Because we gain respect for people and we start being running buddies and things like that. As soon as they do something that we don't like, we lose respect for. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about, baby. I got people that I love that have pulled away from me for some stuff that's this little. And got the nerve not to be talking about that they serving the Most High. You ain't serving no Most High till you get your butt back over here. That's, you know, we don't have respect. Because if you have respect for me, soon as you see that I'm not a perfect man, soon as you see that I had the capacity to smoke some dope, soon as you see that I had the capacity to go and get me a bottle of whiskey and get drunk, soon as you see that I had the capacity to fall victim to adultery or fornication, you'll lose your respect for me and then begin to tear me down. But if you love me, no matter what condition you see me in, you'll say, that's my brother. That's my brother. Lord, have mercy on him. Lord, have mercy on him. Whatever it takes, let me cover him up. Don't talk about my brother. He in the back. When you love somebody, there is no limit to the things that you will go through for your brother. And when you say that you love the Most High, that is what you want to see display. And if I have not been an example of the things that your brother picked up and stole me to death. Y'all can pick rocks up and stone me to death. If I have not exemplified what I'm speaking on, that I have brothers that have told me everything under the sun, go play in the street. Oh, go jump off a bridge and die. You ain't shit. You're a false prophet. You're this, you're that. And them same brothers will come back 1 month later saying, oh, I'm sorry, elder. I was just in my feelings. That's okay. That's all right. It happens to all of us. It's one thing if I'm telling you something that's not true. For the brothers that have come to know me, if I have not exemplified through the personal relationships between us brothers, if I have not exemplified what I'm telling you and what I'm speaking to you right now, then every last one of you can throw at me. You can shut my Facebook page down. You can block me off YouTube. You can get rid of me if I'm lying before the Most High with what I'm telling you. And I know I ain't. I love every last one of you brothers. But when we went to Jacksonville, it broke my heart. Because I knew Ugo wasn't going to be there. I knew Yohanan wasn't going to be there. Yeah. I didn't know Michael Israel wasn't going to be there. But he wasn't there. This wasn't about William Brown. William Brown just put the thing together. This was about the work. These are some of the things that me, as a brother, that have limited finances, don't have the ability to do a lot of the things that many of you can do. Can't travel like that. So at certain times, it's certain things that get put together I look forward to because I say, you know what, I'm going to get the chance to see my brother. It's a beautiful thing when I see Brother Ugo coming through Kansas City. Elder, I'm going to be through Kansas City. I get to see my brother. You understand what I'm saying? But when I see all of my brothers down there last year, and we was all connected up under one roof, that was so powerful that you can't have nothing but to expect Satan coming in somewhere. It was powerful, man. My heart was breaking, man, because I knew what we was doing this year, but I remember what we did last year. And I remember the brothers that was there, you know what I'm saying? And that's just, whatever happened, I don't know what happened. And I don't care what happened. I don't care. I do not care. This is so serious to me that I got to talk straight. I'm gonna speak in a language. This is bitch shit. This don't make no sense, because men do not operate in this manner. Men don't hold grudges. Men don't be sitting around talking about each other, running each other down. Men do not do that. Men get in men's face and they lock themselves up in a room and they have a made up mind. I'm not coming out of this room until we got an agreement. You understand me and I understand you. And let's get that understanding as brothers. And when we come out of this room, I ain't got to worry about you rubbing me the wrong way. And I ain't got to worry about me rubbing you the wrong way, because we got to understand it. That's what men do. For all my so-called self-righteous perfect people that think on the will of the Most High, go sit down somewhere. Matter of fact, go find the nearest bridge and then jump off of it. And let us come, let the real men of the Most High come and scrape you off the ground and put you on a holy stretcher and connect you to multiple spiritual IVs and let the Most High start breathing his breath of life into you. We got to do something different. We got to do something different. And because I love every last one of you, I would no more take one of your side than I would take one of my children's side while they're out of fellowship with their brother. That's not going to happen. I don't care what the fight is about. So what? You know, ain't nobody got no business trying to govern how nobody's life is. Do what the Most High give you to do. Let the next person do what the Most High give them to do. And in the process, we will all be fulfilled. Listen, not only did the prophet bring messages of life and hope and encouragement to Israel, the prophet, through the prophet's mouth, he also was the death angel that brought cursing and vexation of spirit upon people. And for my brothers that I love dearly, the Most High love you more, this is the final time that the so-called elder is going to speak on this issue. After this, I'm going to commit it to the hands of the Most High. But I'm telling you, if you prick and you need to repent, you better get on the phone and get your brother on the other end of it. And if you allow your pride to stop you, then the death angel is coming, and there are things that are going to begin to die in your life. That's prophecy. And I'm not saying that the Most High is going to just take your life away. I said things are going to begin to die. That means that whatever that gift is that the Most High had given you, whatever the influence is that the Most High have given you, it is going to begin to die. Because the Most High is not going to give you his riches while you can't do the same thing where your brother is concerned. It's the last time I'm going to speak anything on it. I have done what the scripture said. Go to your brother. I went to each one of my brothers concerning this issue. If they don't hear you, you go and take 2, 3 more where there be witnesses. I have done that. I've talked to each one of my brothers in the presence of witnesses. If they don't hear you then, bring them before the congregation of Israel. It ain't nothing else left to be done, brothers. Let your pride destroy you, or you can let your shame exalt you. Hallelujah.